Hands up if you had a takeaway coffee this morning. Or used a single-use plastic bottle in the last week, let's say. Now, as you should know, this is extremely bad for the environment. And I don't have the solution to climate change, nor do I have the ability to get rid of all single-use plastics from our ocean. So instead, I'm going to talk to you about how you, a single person, can change our world, can save our world. And it's through this idea of the ripple effect. Now, the ripple effect is essentially casting a stone out to a lake, and the ripples multiply and continue and go on and on and on. Now, I've constantly been bombarded with facts and statistics on my newsfeed on Facebook, Twitter, whatever it is, about how we only have 10 years left to save our planet for climate change, and how there are islands the size of France made out of plastic in the Pacific Ocean. But what does that actually mean? Because for me, it was never put into perspective. Well, up until recently, last year, but more so last week, when I organised a beach cleanup with our junior school, which is called Willow Park. And I had a number of 11 and 12-year-olds come up to me and ask me, how many fish are we saving by doing this? How many birds die every year? How many fish die every year? I have no idea. I have no idea how many fish are going to save. Because the reality is that this is one very small stretch of beach, in one very, very small county, in a very small island, in a very small continent, in a very big and vast world. But they weren't there to save that beach. They were there to affect the ripple effect. Because being on that beach, they were adding to something that they can go home and they can go and tell their parents. And their parents can go and tell their friends, and the friends can tell their sons and daughters. And this spreads everywhere. And this is what the ripple effect is. Now, I'm not going to be able to get the whole of Blackrock College down to the beach to do a cleanup. It's impractical, it's impossible. But I've decided to hit them where it hurts. Well, at least I've tried. And that is coffee. For every 17 and 18-year-old, the one thing when you wake up and one thing you go to bed is coffee. That's the one thing on your mind. Yeah? See, in sixth year, we get a certain amount of privileges. And one of which is a coffee break at 11 o'clock. And the coffee we get isn't particularly nice, and it comes in a very small quantity, in a very small polystyrene cup, about that size. Now, polystyrene, although it breaks down very easily, the little remnants are left over. And you probably know yourself after Christmas or after a birthday or something like that, when you open a package and all the polystyrene goes all over your living room. It's impossible to pick up. It's there for weeks on end, and you're still finding bits around the house. That is exactly what happens in our ecosystems. Except fish mistake that for food. Birds mistake that for food. And then we go and eat that fish. So it directly harms our health. So by spending 60 cents on a coffee, only 60 cents, and say 50 students get that every single day, that amounts up to roughly 14,000 coffee cups a year, which all end up in our ecosystems, which directly affects our health. But the solution is simple. The solution is to bring your own mug, your own reusable coffee cup. Whether it be coffee break in our school or going to a coffee shop, using your own reusable cup means that you get twice the amount of coffee and it's, more for your money. And that's, again, what every 17 and 18-year-old wants, more for your money. So although these guys don't care about the environment in the slightest, they do care about how much they get for their money. And this is exactly what's happening to them. And this is exactly how it affects the ripple effect as well. Because although they don't care about the environment, they are impacting the environment for the better. And this happens everywhere. I can name 3 schools in our village alone that are currently going plastic free this year. So imagine that in, say, all of Dublin, all schools in Ireland, all schools in Europe, all schools in the world. That happened everywhere. It would affect the big, vast world. Because no longer would it be a local impact. It would be a global impact, because these local impacts are happening everywhere. Aristotle once said, what you have to learn to do, you learn to do by doing. And essentially what this means is that if you want to learn something, you learn to do it by getting involved. And this is exactly what the beach cleanup has done. This is exactly what the coffee cups have done as well. So a single person, can change our world with the ripple effect. My name is Drummond, and I'm asking you, how you, a single person, can change our world for the better. Thank you very much.